I will not lie to you. This fish crafter is speaking to my soul. Better clean it off for the camera. Man, look how flexy. Oh, I'm sorry. That's good. We're live, yeah? Yeah. Okay. Well, welcome everybody to Blade HQ. Sorry, I was just admiring this knife. We'll talk more about it later. I'll talk about this in the video a bit, but one thing I like about the Benchmade fish crafter and the meat crafter line in general is how long and sweepy the edge is, which works well for barbecue in my opinion. So I would not cut fish with this, but I'd slice brisket with this all day long. Man, you get that knife and you have to get a brisket. But I mean, how many USDA prime briskets do you have to get before you've spent more on brisket than the knife? Probably 2, maybe 3. How about that? Everybody, how y'all doing? What's up? Cooper Wilson, under review. How you doing? Random Phantom, good to see you as well. You got 2 waves. I'll wave to you twice. Cameron Blankenship, good afternoon from Indiana. All right, I know a Blankenship in Texas. Knife Nut Mike, what you carrying, George? I got my PM2 Crucarda. If you're a Crucarda fan, you're gonna love it today. Today I'm carrying my ProTech Terzuola ATCF Auto. I do love this thing. I bent the clip out just a teeny little bit over the weekend so I could get over jean seams, but man, I love this knife. Super great MagnaCut blade. All right, what up, Blade Addicts? How are you? Hey, George, how are you? Caleb Johnson, I'm doing very well. How are you doing? When are Benchmade's releasing? I believe end of next week, but we got the first samples in today, and I was just too excited to not show them to you. We'll talk about it a bit. Cheers from Germany, Paul Som. Cheers. What's up to Delaney? Henry Tavares says he needs a free new knife. Well, if you want a new free knife, we're going to be giving away this We Knives Cybernetic today. And this is a limited edition. And I don't know how they did this, probably with lasers is my guess. But they gave it this sort of camo pattern that is just super pretty. But yeah, limited edition. This one we're giving away today. And if you want to win this, make sure you've watched our video from last week, our knife challenge wheel video. Everything you need to know to win this will be in that. And remember, you also have to be 18 years or older and live in the United States. Let's see, Blade Nuts from California. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. I'm having a great Monday. JDow707. 135 people in the chat and only 10 likes? Yeah, what's with that, Bob? I mean, Bob's Pocket Knives is right, guys. We gotta slide into those like buttons. Nice, that's a beautiful blade. It is a beautiful blade. I gotta tell you, they have that on this handle as well. So when I see like this sort of monochromatic black camo pattern, it usually comes in the form of a Cerakote, but I think they did a black oxide and then probably lasered and then black oxide, and it just came out so well. And the thing is that's gonna hold up better than any coating. And it's just gonna look so much better on the blade as you wear it in. That is a beautiful knife. Honestly, I'd never seen this knife in hand until I opened the box to bring it out for you guys today. And whoever wins this, I'm extremely jealous. That's such a cool knife. Okay. Okay, well, should we get started yet? Sorry, I was scanning Blade HQ for new knife releases, forgot to like. Rock on. All right, so as always, I'm going to fall silent for just a minute, for like a half a second. Then I'm going to come out and do this as though you guys aren't even there. I'm gonna pretend my chat screen over here doesn't exist. After which, we're going to end the video, and then in the live, we'll answer any questions you guys have, and we will give away this knife, this We Cybernetic. So, without further ado, let's do some new knives. Okay. Welcome to Blade HQ, everybody. Today is April 29th, 2024, the last Monday in April, and we are covering new knives for the week. Starting with this new from Benchmade Adira series. This is the Mini Adira. And this is the Waterline. The Waterline has landed, or I guess docked is the pun we're going with. And I'm in love. I remember we saw these at the beginning of the year when Benchmade came by to show off their new stuff. And they've really smashed it out of the park here. We got an axis lock with the new pinched spring system. You'll have to take it apart and see that for yourself. MagnaCut blades on all of the above and this beautiful blue. I hope that new colorways come out. The blue is cool, but I think some simple black or maybe OD green would be great on this as well. But that MagnaCut, and for great prices too. We're looking at $207 for this guy. And that is a nice big knife, a lot of Magna Cut, well treated, USA made, backed by Benchmade's warranty. $207 is not a bad price. We see less apportioned knives made in China for more quite often. So I do like this. Very well done, Benchmade. They have the mini and the large size coming out shortly, as well as the Fish Crafter line. Now, my friend Kendall over here at Blade HQ is a copywriter, and she loves to fish. Probably 3 nights a week, she and her husband are out fishing. And she said this is the perfect knife for her because, first of all, it's a Magna Cut steel blade, so it's going to be very tough and it's going to hold its edge and it's never going to rust. However, sometimes with the powder steels, they forget to temper it in such a way that it flexes. But look at that. That has a lot of flex in it. You could really do some good work with that. Get around some rib cages in fish or whatever. And then she loves the handle the most. It's a slim enough handle that it fits nice. It's not going to bear your hand down. It's not going to be like wrapping around a big thing. And a lot of knives out there that use these rubberized handles, especially fillet knives, do so, and they just rely on the texture of the rubber to hold on to them. However, this one, they have some thoughtful jimping placed, even along the fingers, down here if you got big hands. If you like that pinch grip up here, it's gonna be really, really grippy. So, like the wetter and more gooey your hands get, this is just gonna get grippier and grippier. The big one goes for $234, and then the small one goes for a little bit less. Both of them have a great amount of flex in them, and these really nice sheaths. Man, Benchmade, you are killing it. These are super good. This year at SHOT Show, we saw a guy at the Benchmade booth who had a big fish, and he was showing how you could take I think it was a bluefin tuna that they took from just full fish to nicely processed meat, just using one Benchmade fish crafter. Very cool. Really a great knife. Next up from Spyderco, we have seen the first of the Crew Carta Para 3s. So for those of you who are unaware, Crew Carta is a series that Sal Glesser, who founded Spyderco, now retired, has been pestering his son about making. He's like, we need to make patina hosts. We want to use premium stuff. It's Spyderco after all. They got to use those fancy steels. So we have CPM Crewware, which think Magna Cut, just a carbon steel. In fact, at Benchmade, they call Magna Cut stainless Crewware. So you're going to get crazy toughness and edge retention, but it's going to darken with time. And then this beautiful natural brown micarta handle. I'm trying not to grab it too hard because I feel like just the oils of my hand are going to start to stain this already. And that is an honor that this knife's owner should have. But yeah, other than that, it's a Para 3, and the other big change is the liners. One of the reasons Eric Glesser doesn't care for the micarta on a lot of things is because micarta has a tendency to warp as it gets wet and temperatures change. And so he made sure on all of these Crew Cartas, either on the Shaman, he used a really thick piece of micarta, or here they extended the liners all the way out. So this is not compatible with the Spyderco aftermarket. The scales that go on your average Para 3 will not go on this because the average Para 3 has nested liners. But this one, to make sure that micarta never warps on you, has full width liners. So, man, I just love Spyderco. Their commitment to detail and making sure every little thing is perfect is just so good. Very nicely done. And that extends now also to the military 2. So last year we had the paramilitary 2, and now we have the big one. This one's got like this 4-inch blade with this absolutely destroying needle-like tip. Like it's almost going into my finger, just, ugh. It's like a needle. It's incredible how sharp it is. But you don't need to be concerned about it because of how tough Crewware is. Love it. And then once again, full steel liners and these micarta handles. This will darken with time. It'll be a fun knife. It will be distinctly yours in no time, and it will look unlike any other knife out there. So the Para 3 goes for $206, and the Military 2 for $228.75. I will tell you, we did get a shipment of these. However, we had more pre-orders than shipments. So these are going out to customers today. But the rest of you guys, the pre-orders are still open, but we are starting to see them coming in. I'm really excited to see that. Next up, from CJRB, we have the Pyrite with a copper handle. So this copper handle is milled copper. It's not like aluminum anodized that way. It is quite heavy, but I wish you guys could see in there with B-roll. Like, it is very heavily milled out in the inside. So it's like the steel one, but it's gonna have a bit more heft, which is gonna keep the knife in your hand very nicely. Copper also has a special feature in that it is antimicrobial simply by nature. So if you work in the medical field or if you are concerned with germs and that sort of thing, I would recommend picking up something with one of those antimicrobial features. Copper and brass both have that. But most importantly, copper darkens with time. It starts at this sort of like red pinkish color and then it goes a reddy brown. And it smells a certain way. Some people like the smell, some people don't. I could take it or leave it. Generally, I don't buy a knife for the way it smells. But if you do, copper has a smell. I don't know that titanium really does. Yes, and these ones also have satin finished 20 CV blades. So we're not getting the AR RPM 9, they're taking it up to a very high edge retention and corrosion resistant steel. It'll be a great pick for all of your daily needs. And then next from the Pyrite series, we have the Bowie styles. Dallas is the CJRB buyer over here, and he loves the Bowie. He came to my desk not once, but twice this morning, all just to tell me about how awesome this is. And I think it's a pretty great knife as well. You have a nice broad blade all the way forward, and then the Bowie clips pretty hard. And it gives you a nice precise tip, but still a very robust blade. And when I hear a Bowie, I think of the Wild West and taking your knife to do all the crazy stuff. And I appreciate that they brought that here. We have a fuller that's going to lighten the blade up a little bit, but you still have a nice stout spine. The tip has enough meat right behind it to make sure it's not going to break. It's a good hard using knife with that classic Bowie shape. These ones start at $54.95. However, the Bowie will come in all the fancy other variants as well, including that copper one we talked about earlier. So that one will be a little bit more, but it'll have that 20 CV and copper. And last on the table, we have something that I'm very excited to tell you about, which is not technically a knife. This is the Blade HQ and Fix-It Sticks Knife Maintenance Kit. So my buddy Justin Lyons, who is up in one of the buying suite right now, he has been working on this for a long time, and I was hoping it was going to be ready for Christmas last year, because I'll tell you, this is the Christmas present for knife nerds. So it is a Fix-It Sticks collaboration. For those of you who aren't aware of Fix-It Sticks, they are a big name in the gun world for making these ratcheting tool kits. However, a lot of knife nerds like these as well. These tend to be a little pricey, and they don't frequently find their way into collaborations, so we are very lucky to have a Fix-It Sticks collab here. And it comes in with this thing, it comes with this pouch. So we have the original Fix-It stick here, so it's a ratcheting driver. It goes both ways, and if you go in the middle, it just doesn't go either way if I can get it to work today. Anyway, also if you need a little more leverage, you have hex heads in the handle, so you can crank it this way as well. Very clever, and I love the high tooth count here because it is just, like, you barely move that thing and you get a click out of it. So if you're doing some very precise movements or you're working in a confined space, that will do very nicely for you. Then in here we also have from Resurrected Arms is their Awesome Sauce Knife Lube. So keep your knife running smooth. Then from Flytanium we have some blue thread locker, which will be nice. And then the Fix-It stick also comes with this brush for if you're cleaning something out. A selection of bits. We got some Phillips, some flats, and then all the common Torx sizes. And then on the back side, we have a polishing cloth and this 3D printed strop sharpener combo from Doughboy. So a lot of big names have come together to make this knife care kit. And I don't care how many sharpeners and tools and everything you have, there is not a knife nerd alive who wouldn't love to have one of these in their collection. Because this can be thrown in a glove box, in your bag, or whatever, and you can take your knife from absolute trash all the way to like new again with just the contents of this for $94.95. So I'm hoping we're going to have stock of these in large quantities by Christmas. These drop this week, by the way. I'm hoping we're going to have these by Christmas time, because I'm going to tell you guys, if you're shopping for a knife nerd, just get them this. They will be happy. I personally guarantee it. All right, and before we close out, I have a piece of news for you all. The Blade HQ storefront in Utah is reopening. It had to close during the pandemic. We were very sad, but it is back and it is better than ever. And we are doing a grand opening on May 11th at noon Mountain Standard Time in our parking lot. So you can find our address on our website, and we would love to see as many of you as possible come on May 11th. There will be food, there will be games, there will be giveaways, there will be trivia. There's going to be a lot of fun going on, and we're excited to see you all there. Anyway, thank you all for joining us today on New Knives, and we'll see you next time. Except for everybody in the live, because we are going to do a giveaway. Can't find KPL for less than $50 for 10 milliliters. Yikes, that's expensive. But KPL is dang nice, I'll tell you. Knife lube is overpriced. It might be, but I'll tell you, like a well-lubricated knife is one of life's greatest joys. Acoustic on that pyrite, and Butts and Lock is so fidgety. It is. I better stop doing that. Yes. Why does George always smell knives? That's from Blade HQ. That's from one of you yahoos. I don't know. Something about it. She can't help it, you know. Although some knife lubes do actually smell really nice. KPL has some scented ones. Is it KPL? Oh yeah, that was our donut knife lube. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else we got. MagnaCut is like stainless crewware, but crewware is close to stainless, not fully. That is true, and that's one thing I do really like about the crewware is it isn't going to rust, but it will patina and oxidize a little bit. It's not like 1095, which is a very simple, mild carbon steel. That stuff will rust if you're not careful. My SE6 rusts in its sheath during the winter, but this one, it will not rust. You can carry it in your pocket, and you do not have to baby it, but it will still darken with time. And I'll tell you, that's what I love about Spyderco. They make sure they do it right. You can buy a Spyderco, and you'll know it'll be great. Okay, White River Firecraft or the Benchmade Intersect. Ooh! I might take the Benchmade Intersect just because I like its blade shape a little bit. The Intersect is a little small, though. I will tell you that. Every time I pick it up, I'm like, oh, wow, that's a small knife. What is required for somebody who would like to work at Blade HQ in Utah? I would just follow us on, well, like check up on us on Indeed and other places and see when we're hiring. It shouldn't, I mean, I don't think it's especially difficult to get a job at Blade HQ. I'll tell you, if you know knives, you are much more likely to get a job here. That is something that is very hard to find in the customer, in the general workforce. Okay, how much is the kit? The kit goes for $94.95 and it drops this week. So it's definitely a bit spendy, but it combines everything you need to take care of your knives into one nice zippable pouch with the most beautiful icon in all of knives on it. Okay. I like knives. I like to think my knives don't stink. It's probably a good thing. What are the prices of a Buck 110 these days? I want to say they go for about 50, 60 bucks for the base model. It's like 150 if you want the auto, and then there's a lot of upgraded versions. I'm waiting for the S90V version of the 710 looking awesome. I want a 710 so bad. The limited edition one that just came out that has the MagnaCut blade that's black on the handle and the bronze blade, beautiful, super cool knife. When is the Spyderco Endura in mint green M4 coming out? I believe we've had the Endura M4. You might have missed it, buddy. It might still be at Blade HQ. All right, looking forward to the reopening. Jazz, I'm looking forward to seeing you there. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be doing the trivia stuff, helping the giveaways. I want to meet as many of you guys as possible. All right, Buck 110 is 65 to 200. Thank you, Knockoff Knives, for double checking me there. What brand are the bits in the kit? I want to say they're Fix-It Sticks brands. They might be Weehaws. Let me check. They're not Weehaws. I'm guessing Fix-It Sticks is the brand. All right, we're doing the giveaway. Okay, I've been told to move along. Man, I just love chatting with you guys. You guys are the best. Okay, so once again, if you wish to win this We Knives Cybernetic, you must be in the United States of America. You must be 18 years or older, and it must be legal in your jurisdiction. And if you want to win this, the first person who can answer my question properly in the comment section here will win this knife. So listen carefully. What is the nickname of the sword? Ignacio, Pro Tips got it real quick. Well done, Pro Tips. Man, we're going to see a million Ignacios flowing in here real quick. All right, so Pro Tips, let us know how you want to reach out. Do you want to reach out to us over email or over Instagram? If you reach out over email, we have to let customer service know to look out for you. All right, Pro Tips, congrats. Ignacio, the slicer of fajitas. Weird Flex did get the whole name, but Ignacio is the number I was looking for. What was that? Email, perfect. I will let customer service know. Thank you all so much for joining us. I look forward to doing new knives every single week. It is the highlight of my Monday. Hanging out with you guys is just so much fun. And I want to do it in person on Saturday, the 11th of May. So please, if you're available and you can make it, come on out to Pleasant Grove, Utah, and join us for the grand opening. There'll be food, all the fun stuff. Anyway, thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time.